Hi everyone, Aiden here with etrailer.com, and today we're going to be taking a look at the RockyMounts GuideRail here on our 2021 Kia Telluride. Now this is a really nice bike rack. I like this style where we are in a tray like this, holding the bike by the tires on either side. It's going to make it really nice for our carbon frame bikes, so we don't have to worry about any sort of frame damage, our alternative frame bikes, and with a 60-pound weight capacity per bike, even good for some of our e-bikes with the batteries removed. This one especially is going to hold it really well, and like many other platform racks in this style, you have the ability to tilt away with the bikes loaded. You can see it does sit pretty close to the Telluride, nice and compact, but it tilts away really far. So we've got plenty of room to open our hatch up fully, sit back here, change our shoes before or after a ride, get a cooler out, whatever we need to do, with plenty of room to spare. Now I will caution you with the tilting, because it does tilt down so far. If you have the thing fully loaded, 60 pounds per bike, it's a lot of weight to be squatting down with, so just make sure you've got a good grip on it. Luckily, with the handle right here on the end, I can have a hand on one of these arms while I'm letting it down, so I feel nice and safe with it. Now something different with this is the very heavy duty chain. It's got a fabric around it to protect against any sort of scratching that might occur on your bike, but it's a very, very thick chain. You can see how beefy it is. It's going to keep your bike really safe. It's got an integrated locking point on the bike rack here, which we can unlock just like that with the key and take off of our bike. Now I will warn you against driving with this on. This is really just for when you get to your destination, you are leaving your bike behind. You can take this out, lock it up while you leave it, and take it off before you drive. Because it is so heavy, you just want to be cautious of leaving it on. Now we can go ahead and get the bike taken off. This is one thing I really like about this as well, because down here we can just flip this lever up, and now we've disengaged the ratcheting mechanism, so I can pull it from a really easy point up here, compared to the inno tire hold where I have to press a button down here and push it from down here while keeping that button held. That can be a little difficult, especially when you're breaking the tension on that first arm. This way I think is much easier, and then I can just walk the bike off. Then whenever we're back, we can just flip those levers back down to re-engage the ratcheting mechanism, and that's what keeps it locked down. So I can just fold that down, flip the lever, and it's locked. So with it like this, let's go ahead and get some measurements. We have a bit of a rise here in our shank, and your Telluride has some good ground clearance. So at the back end here, we're going to be working with 22.5 inches of clearance. That's pretty good. I don't think you'll have any concerns with bottoming out here, and it should be good for all those steep driveways. The other thing to consider here is how far it is sticking out from the back. Adding 29.5 inches to the back end here. Your Telluride is a longer car, so just be cautious in those parking lots, parking spaces, when you have it on like this. But when the bikes are unloaded, we can fold it up using that same blue handle as before, folding it upright, which will save us a good amount of space, cutting this down to only 13 inches added. That's really close to the car, really compact. I think you should be able to even pull in your garage with the door closed in some cases, depending on how much room you have at home. It does sit pretty close to the bumper here. We've got about 3 inches of space there, which might sound like not enough, but this rack is solid. Even at the pivot point here, where a lot of racks have some movement, this one isn't moving at all, so I think you should be all good. Coming down to the hitch here, we can see it'll work with a 2-inch by 2-inch receiver tube and comes with a locking anti-rattle bolt. That lock is key-to-like to the lock up top, so there's only one lock on your keychain, and everything is really solid in the hitch. Now overall, I really like this bike rack. Compared to other ones of this style that hold it by the wheels, This is probably one of my favorites. It's got a lot of good convenience features and a lot of good security features that give me peace of mind with my bikes. Thanks for watching.